guys, in today's DIY I wanted to share with you how I turned this piece of scrap wood into a beautiful spring wood sign. You can see this piece of 1x8 had a pretty rough looking knot on one side. So what I'm doing is measuring it square, and then I'm going to use my miter saw to chop off that rough looking end. This is just pine wood that I'm using. It's also known as common board in the store. And I like to use 80 grit sandpaper when I'm sanding down pine. I'm using my favorite stain color by Minwax called Jocobine, or Jacobine. And I just am using an old t-shirt to rub the stain into the front, back, and all of the sides. And I usually just do one coat and let it dry for at least 24 hours before I actually do any kind of painting or stenciling. And now it's time to add the design to the top. I'm actually going to be stenciling here. I use just plain contact paper, and it is a brand called Magic Cover that I get from Walmart. I've used several different kinds of contact paper, including Duck brand and Contact brand, and as far as I can tell, as long as you're using a solid colored contact paper, they all seem to work about the same. So if you can't find the Magic Cover brand at Walmart, then you're welcome to use any kind of contact paper as long as it doesn't have a pattern on it, because that makes it very difficult to weed out your design like I'm showing you here. So now I'm just removing the contact paper from the paper backing, and then you just want to center your contact paper on top of your wood sign. I like to eyeball it, or I usually get out a ruler to kind of help me center the image on the top. And then you don't want to throw away your paper backing, as you'll have to use the little missing pieces of all the words and design that were not transferred with your big contact paper piece. This is my favorite stenciling paint. It is a Waverly brand chalk paint. And what I like about it is it's got a thicker texture to it, so it's a little less likely to kind of bleed underneath your stencil. When you're stenciling, you want to make sure that you are not using too much paint. You really want to dab off some of that paint to get a thinner coat, your very first coat, and you want to do a dabbing up and down motion, and that'll give you less bleed as well when you're stenciling and then you go to peel off your contact paper stencil. You also want to do 2 coats of this paint so you make sure you get good coverage. I hope that this video inspired you. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up and check out some of my links below to some other social media where you can follow along with my daily DIYs. Thanks so much for watching.